and welcome to the Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast. I am one of the students, Devon.
I'm the other student, Morg.
And I'm the teacher, Dan. And this week, we are going back to reading more of the Sonic Choose Your Own Adventure Gamebook, Zone Rangers. We have a couple pieces of news to talk about. First and foremost, we have information on an antagonist that will be showing up in Sonic Superstars called Trip. I don't believe they are a Sungazer lizard. They seem to have a big helmet stuck on their head, so we can't actually see their face. They're just sort of like this weird bumbling fool who kind of keeps accidentally fighting you. And sometimes you're actively helping them. I can't, let's see. Here we go. I've got it open right here. It's an interview. They're meant to be like an antagonist you can empathize with. Well, we'll see more of them when the game comes out. Aegis, CWA, which, once again, Allied Employees Guild Improving Sega, a union, the official Sega of America union, that is currently the largest union in the games industry, did manage to win their union election with 91 to 26. There are over 200 members, making it the largest in the entire industry. They are. I'm very happy about that. Let's see. I can't really find much other information, unfortunately, right now. But that's sort of it. They're working on Sonic Superstars. They've revealed a new level, Pinball Carnival Zone. It's one of those stages.
Yeah, it's the stage we all know and love.
It seems to be a mix of Carnival Night Zone, as well as like Twinkle Park from Sonic Adventure. Yeah, I think that's about all of the. And one little thing, they showed. Or not showed. Some data miners found some information on the new playable characters that will be added in the third update to Sonic Frontiers. They found certain assets and animations for Knuckles, Amy, and Tails. Knuckles seems to have a drill, and Tails seems to have a device called a Side Blaster. Might be like some sort of laser gun or something. They also found what might indicate that information that might indicate that these characters will also have skill trees like Sonic did in Frontiers. So that's stuff to look forward to. I think that's about all the news I can find right now. So we will be moving on to the book on page 219. When we last left off, Sonic had gotten involved in a mission to sort of rescue the prisoners and defeat this city of cats with the help of a rebellion.
We joined the revolution, baby!
Yeah.
Right.
We've got a revolution. And also, Tails is somewhere. I think Tails was in a frozen wasteland that used to be the hilltop zone with some monkeys.
Fucking struggled with the monkeys and the ice and everything.
Yeah, I think we died like 3 times
was...
with monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah. We unfortunately did not properly min-max Tails for the challenges he had to face. Tails seemed to have gotten a hold of a Chaos Emerald and teleported somewhere. But for now, we will be picking back up from where we left off on page 219. After what seems like eternity, a bright flare explodes in the sky. One of the warriors hurls a grapple over the wall, and Sonic and his forces climb the rope and drop down the other side into the city. Sonic can see most of the cats running towards the gates, where a tremendous battle is going on. The cats are bigger than Sonic remembers, and a lot of them are running on all fours. None of them have seen the sneak attack force come over the wall. Sonic looks around. Nearby, he recognizes the prison building that he escaped from. Further away, light streams from all the windows of the highest tower in the city, like a strange, unearthly beacon. Should Sonic and his warriors head to the prison, the gate, or the high tower?
Maybe the high tower, because it's glowing and that's cool.
Alright, sure.
Yeah, we
I
should
don't know.
probably get to the big glowing stone.
I also don't know why the cats are bigger than before and why they're on all fours.
I mean, it's probably Chaos
Yeah.
Emerald shed. It's probably making them big and strong, but also more beastly.
Yeah.
I do like that they're running on all fours. That's an interesting detail.
Yeah, it's kind of like the end of a Disney movie where the Disney villain goes primal feral mode. As someone who has just seen The Great Mouse Detective again.
What a movie.
What a good movie.
Been a while since I saw that one. Yeah, so the tower.
Yes, page 21. Nobody stops Sonic and his companions on the way to the high tower. The streets are deserted, and the blue-green light from overhead casts an eerie pall over the city. There is only one entrance to the tower. A heavy wooden door reinforced with iron bars. It stands open, and Sonic and his friends slip into the hallway. There is no sign of anywhere.
There is no sign of anywhere.
There's no sign of anywhere.
There's no sign of anywhere.
There is a closed door here, and a stone staircase that leads upwards. Sonic looks around, but all he sees are scratches in the stone walls, which look like claw marks, and 2 gold rings on the floor. He can take these.
That shit.
Yeah, let's grab these rings. Sonic has 44 rings now.
I love entering a scene that looks like it's from a horror movie and just being like, oh, money.
True.
Very Resident Evil.
Listen, this is basically a tabletop RPG. Sonic might as well, you know?
It's like very Resident Evil. It's like Leon walking into like a clearly there's a monster here scene and being like, oh, might as well just like grab some coins out of this vase.
Should Sonic and his companions open the closed door or climb the stairs?
How about we climb the stairs? Maybe the door should remain closed.
Alright.
Yeah.
Page 150. The stairs end in a steel door. Sonic grips the handle and he can feel it vibrating as the door opens.
Oh no.
Inside,
There was 2 doors.
there was a top door.
Door squared.
Inside, the room is filled with bright blue-green light coming from the middle of the room, where 2 Chaos Emeralds hang in midair, spinning around each other in a slow orbit.
2 of them.
Gazing at them are 2 of the cat beasts Sonic saw in the city. They look around at the hedgehog, and with a jolt, Sonic recognizes them. One is Galen, hideously swollen and transformed, his fur now a lurid blue-green color, and the other is not a cat, it's a badger. Number 1. Oh, right. The obvious spy.
The guy who was rude as shit to us.
The lurid blue-green color is making me just think of, like, a sparkle dog.
The lurid green color is making me think that this thing just turned them into the Hulk, but, like, the original Hulk movie, like, the 2001 or whatever that movie was.
Yeah, Ang Lee Hulk.
Yeah, the Ang Lee Hulk, where, like, the color grading was weird.
Oh, boy. That's one hell of a movie.
Yeah, remember how there are Hulk dogs in that movie?
God, there's Hulk dogs.
Yeah, Hulk punches the Hulk dogs in the Hulk nuts to make it explode.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
The thing I remember the most is just doing these, like, weird, like, picture-in-picture shots meant to, like, emulate...
comic books?
Like, comic panels.
Oh, yeah, that shit ruled.
It fucking ruled.
So that's what I'm picturing. I'm picturing that this is like a weird, like, Ang Lee, like, blue-green cat.
Around the walls of the room are strange machines, and odd equipment. Probes, readouts, computer banks, stabilizers, and transformers. On the far side of the room is what looks like a teleporter, although Sonic can't be sure. Galen bends to pick up a long metal pole from the floor. Grasping it like a club, he and Number 1 move towards Sonic. Should Sonic run for the teleporter? If Sonic has the net, use it to grab the emeralds.
The what?
The net? I don't know.
Well, we don't have
maybe
a net.
Maybe it would have been in that other door. Yeah, or maybe if we had gone a different direction. Oh well. Or grab the emeralds in his paws, or attack Galen and Number 1.
I think this is one of the first moments, and this means nothing to nobody, that I've seen in writing someone refer to Sonic's hands, which are his paws, but as his paws.
That's true. I guess they are paws.
They are, I guess.
Ideally...
But they're also hands. They have gloves.
Yeah. In an ideal world, if you took off his gloves and shoes, there would be beans under there. But I'm not sure.
Anyways, I think all these options that we have here are bad and wrong.
I'm kind of into the grab the emeralds in his paws option.
Grasp them in his little hands.
Yeah. Listen, he's got gloves. It'll be
like
fine.
A little raccoon.
He's also Sonic the Hedgehog. I believe in him.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
You got any input, Morg?
That works for me. The pause. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Alright. The emeralds are giving off so much heat and light that it's hard to even look at them. Sonic half closes his eyes and speeds across the floor towards the spinning, flashing shapes. Suddenly, 2 bolts of light streak out from them, one blue and one green, and shoot across the room. Does Sonic have more than 2 friends with him?
How the fuck am I supposed to know?
Sonic ducks and the light shoots over his head. He's only got 2 friends with him. He's got the 2 guys that Ravis gave him.
Oh yeah, I forgot Ravis gave us 2
guys.
Yeah. Sonic ducks and the light shoots over his head. Galen and Number 1 step in front of the Chaos Emerald, ready to defend them. Sonic can't stop and almost runs into their paws. He must fight them. Number 1 lumbers into the attack. Galen hangs back to defend the emeralds against other threats. Sonic must use his strength to fight Number 1, and he can add 1 point to his roll for every companion he has in the room. He will need their help because Number 1's rating is a massive 12. Combat rules, if Sonic is hit during the fight, roll the die. On 1, 2, or 3, he was hit and loses all his rings. If he has no rings, he loses a life. And if it's a 4, 5, or 6, right. You gotta get hit first. Okay. So, I guess I'll just roll, see what happens. I do have Sonic's vital statistics. We do get +2, as well due to our companions. We're using the real superpower of teamwork.
Yeah, we're using anime powers here.
Yeah, so, Sonic does not have an ideal amount of strength.
Yeah, because he's normally fast.
Yeah, so it's 2 + 2, that's 4. If I rolled a 6, it would be a 10. It's not gonna work. I'm going to go back and see where it, you know what? Yeah, let's go back, because it does bring us to, open the closed door. We can, I'll just, mark that, so, we can just auto-battle this and say that Sonic lost the fight, and lost all his rings and lost a life.
Sonic said, I'm out of here.
Back. Thankfully, the checkpoint does let us have 2 rings at the start. Classic Sonic game design.
I'm starting to see anytime we have to get into a fight, we instantly die.
Hey, that's RPG. That's RPGs in the 1990s for you.
Yeah.
Open the closed door. The door opens to reveal a large room. Half of it is filled with humming, clicking machinery, covered in dials, meters, screens, and readouts, while the other is filled with identical white suits hanging from hooks on the wall. Someone's got a very boring taste in clothing, observes one of the warriors. They're contamination suits, says Sonic. You wear them in dangerous places to protect you. He tries to work out what the machinery does, but all he can see is that all the dials and meters are in the red. Something is overloading. He can't work out the controls and thinks it would be safer not to touch them. Should Sonic and his friends put on the suits or go up the stairs?
Probably the suits, since didn't we try to go up the stairs?
Yeah. Alright. The contamination suits come in all shapes and sizes. Everyone can find one to fit them, and they help each other to zip them up and fasten the hoods. The suits are comfortable, if a little stuffy. There's also a large net on the end of a long pole, like a fishing net.
Oh, the net.
And Sonic picks it up. Oh, that's great. He's got the net now.
Oh, he's got the damn
and
net.
we've got suits. Yeah.
Great. Well, now we can, if we have to go back up, we have a net, I guess.
Yeah, we can, let's do, if Sonic has the net, use it to grab the emeralds.
Yeah, let's use this damn net.
95. Sonic carefully extends the net towards the twisting shapes of the emeralds. With a sudden shake, he flicked it over them, trapping them both inside its thick mesh, and pulling them down to the floor. His friends go completely barmy with excitement and congratulations.
What a British word.
Completely balmy with excitement and congratulations.
What the fuck?
And Galen and number 1 begin to retreat and sink.
I have never wanted to bully the writer of this more.
Suddenly, there is a hissing sound from the net. A thin line of smoke rises from it, and a smell of burning fills the room. The bet bursts into flame. Hang on, this is just becoming Australian. The bet bursts into flames, and the emeralds break through it, spinning back into the air.
So there was no point for the net.
I guess not. Well,
I feel like I'm cracking
we
up
can't
here.
fight. So let's run, I guess. Sonic dashes away from his pals, dodging around the equipment at the edge of the room to avoid Galen and number 1, and more importantly, the spinning, whirling shapes of the emeralds. The 2 hulking enemies are easy to elude, but the emeralds seem to sense that Sonic is coming and spiral down towards him, spinning faster and brighter to form an impenetrable barrier of searing heat and flashing white lights. There's simply no way to pass them, and Sonic must turn back.
Wait, the options are grab him with your, weird hedgehog paws, which no we can't. Use the net, which no we can't. and attack Galen in number 1, which no, we can't.
Alright, I'm using this emulator's rewind function to go back to, let me just figure out what page we were on. Thankfully, I can go back. Alright, so, that's a zero-sum game, so we've used the emulator's rewind function, to go... I think we should try going to the prison. I think we can try rescuing those guys and recruiting them, and therefore, altering the, effects of, combat.
Yeah, let's just reset reality a little bit.
Yeah.
What page is that on?
That is page 219.
Yeah, and the specific page for, this, going to the prison is page 93. The door of the prison is locked, but there's a barred window next to it. Also, I'm just gonna real quick readjust my ring and life count because we rewound the emulator. And thus never lost the life to begin with.
Yeah, if anyone ever says we did all that, no, we didn't.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping for I understand how this game is supposed to work, but listen, I'm an adult man from America in the year 2023, and I don't have the time to go back to a stupid amount that the game wants me to do. So instead, I was hoping for some fun game over scenarios, but yeah.
Well, welcome to Choose Your Own Adventure games from the 90s.
The door of the prison is locked, but there's a barred window next to it. You, Sonic says to the toughest warrior, bend the bar so we can get in.
Damn, Sonic.
The soldier grips the bars, heaves and twists them as if they were made of warm wax.
Damn.
Sonic turns to look at you. Don't you love being in control, he asks. Thanks,
what?
Sonic.
But
he turns to look at me, the person reading this book.
But we're not in control. Sonic just told him to do that without us prompting him.
He's giving us a snappy one-liner, I think.
I don't feel in control.
Unfortunate. The gap is too narrow for the warriors, but Sonic climbs through, retraces his steps to the cell where he was imprisoned, and undoes the bolt to the door. Inside are number 2 and number 3. Number 4! Shouts number 2. Sonic! Shouts number 3. What's going on? Your dad's invading the city, says Sonic, and he needs our help. Suddenly, the doorway is blocked by a furry blue-green shape. It looks vaguely feline, only much bigger, and as it turns to stare at Sonic, he recognizes it as the ugly guard, but double the size and twice as hideous now. It howls and kicks at him. Sonic must fight it to leave the cell. He will use his speed against the beast's rating of 10, and Sonic can add 2 points to his roll because number 2 and number 3 are fighting on his side. So, not only are we using a better stat, we have plus 4 to this roll, because the warriors are here too.
Good God.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and actually roll for this one. Let's see, so, just making sure we maxed out speed, of course, because he's Sonic the Hedgehog, and why wouldn't we?
Yeah, like Nuda.
That is a rating of, that's 5 plus 4. Oh my god, I don't even have to roll for this.
Yeah, I think we just win.
Yeah. We win.
Sweet.
Sonic leaps to his feet and dashes towards the source of the sound. There's nothing like a good run to wake you up in the morning, especially if you're a hedgehog. Wait, what? Hang on, What?
What?
Hang on.
I remember a group of palm trees shake and sway and fall.
No, this is an earlier point in the book. I remember this.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Now we gotta find where the thing leads.
Well, there's another thing we can do, which is cheat. Let's see. I assume that if we had properly won the roll, and this went to the page that it was intended to, we could just go back to the high tower, climb the stairs, and get into a fight. But hang on. Okay, so I'm just gonna real quick do a little bit of experimenting, aka cheating, to see what let's see.
Is it really cheating if the game is fundamentally broken?
That's a good point. We've gone from emulator rewinding to console commands.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see what happened. What happens if Sonic has more than 2 friends with him on the grab the Chaos Emerald roll. So I'm going to click yes, and we're going to go to page 295. Fun illustration. That I'm not sure is relevant. Page 295. The 2 bolts of light streak over Sonic's head and into his friends, still standing by the door. They scream, clutching at their heads, and begin to change before Sonic's eyes.
What?
Oh my god.
Why are they changing? Why is Tails here?
I don't know.
What the fuck? I don't know what's going on in this game anymore.
Me neither. I guess because we have people with us. Maybe when it asked that question, it assumed that having 2 meant yes? It's weird. But in any case, their bodies swell and grow. New muscles bulge on their arms and legs.
The Hulk.
And their clothes rip and fall away.
The Hulk.
Within seconds, 2 different creatures are standing there. They snarl, gnash their new fangs, and dive towards Sonic. You must fight off these mutated chaos creatures. They have a rating of 7 each, but Sonic can add 1 point to his roll for each of his friends who haven't been mutated yet.
How many friends are here?
Yeah, how many friends do we have?
Well, we lost the... I'm going to say, because 2 of them are named NPCs and 2 of them are not, we lost the warriors, but we can fight with the... Doesn't say which stat to roll with.
What the fuck?
Let's just roll with her speed stat, because I don't want to be here much longer.
Yeah.
I'm sick of the fighting.
Yeah.
Sick of all the fighting!
Yeah, let's...
tell the world stop the war, or whatever.
Yeah. I heard that guy was cancelled.
Yeah, probably.
Well, not cancelled. I guess cancelled is the wrong word. This is more of a classic milkshake duck situation.
A classic, you scroll too far and realize that they kind of suck.
Uh-huh.
So true.
Yeah. So, either way, I'm gonna have to consider that, when
it's
editing
fine.
Pot of Greed, because I'm pretty sure they did. I don't know what happened in that episode, but I think they were living in the, peaceful 2 to 3 days where I didn't know this information.
I'm still kind of there. That song is still kind of rattling in my head.
It kind of rules.
It kind of goes off.
Alright, so, let us roll. Wait, actually, if we're using speed, this is another auto victory.
Great.
Because, 5 plus 2 is 7.
Can we talk about how the picture for this, kind of relates to nothing about it? Because it seems to be a robot and Tails, and that's not what's going on.
Yeah, it appears like a robot has burst out of a larger robot, and Sonic and Tails are here.
In spacesuits.
In spacesuits.
Yeah,
like,
you know.
Yeah, maybe there was just a bit of a mistake when filling out the information to the illustrator.
Maybe there was a big mistake in a lot of this.
I think there's a big mistake in some of the links.
Yeah.
Or at least a small mistake, you know?
Yeah.
It happens.
We can either keep going towards the emeralds or fight Galen in number 1. Let me just think for a second. 6 plus 8. 6 plus 2. No, wait, shit. Well, I'm gonna go back to the emeralds because it turns out this is a different result.
What the fuck? Stop.
This goes to a different page, and it does congrue with the decision we've made. Sonic races towards the emeralds. Galen and number 1 step into his way, their arms outstretched to grab him. Sonic puts one foot on Galen's arm and one on number 1's shoulder and leaps straight towards the emeralds. He hurtles between them and thwack, thwack, catches an emerald in each paw. They're scoring. His gloves and smoldering, and his paws feel like they're being roasted. Roll on his coolness to beat a 9.
Well, what did we give Sonic for coolness?
We gave his coolness a 3. Which isn't the worst stat, but it's not the best either. If we roll a 6, we'll pass. So, let's see if I can roll a 6.
A 6? But, like, that's as high as it goes, right?
Yeah. I failed. Let's see what happens if I fail.
We have to fight Galen number 1 again. I can't do this.
I'm gonna read this. Just read the failure text. Youch! The emeralds are so hot that Sonic can't hang on to them for a second longer. He lets go and they spiral up towards the roof, spinning around each other. Sonic watches as they twist in weird hypnotic patterns, and he's completely surprised when Galen and number 1 jump on him from behind. He must fight them to survive. Which we can't do.
Great.
Let's see what happens if we roll a success, because I'm gonna be honest. At this point, I'm fine with just cheating it up.
Yeah,
you know?
I want to be out of this room.
Yeah. With a cooling Chaos Emerald in either paw, Sonic glances over his shoulder. The creatures mutated by the emeralds are shrinking and sliding back into their normal forms, and Sonic is sure that they'll be okay in an atmosphere untrained by chaos. He dashes to the teleporter and leaps under it, but there is no bright light white or fuzz noise. Sonic looks desperately across to the other side of the room, where his friends are standing. "How do I get this thing to work?" he shouts. "Kick it," comes a reply. / lowercase s Sonic gives the machine a good boot, and pazam! He appears in midair and tumbles a few centimeters, landing on something soft. "Oof! Gruff!" it goes. Sonic picks himself up. "Tails!" he exclaims. What are we doing here?" "I got here about 5 seconds ago," complains the fox. "I've had an adventure with ice and a robot shark and monkeys in a giant fridge. Am I a real hero yet?" "Not yet,"
Am I a real
says
boy?
Sonic. Not yet, said Sonic, unless you can do better than these. He shows them the 2 Chaos Emeralds, then looks around him. Where are we, anyway? They are in a small room with bright white panels on the walls. In one corner lie 2 gold rings, which they can take. There is a single door, which as they watch, slides open. Someone steps into the room. It looks like a human being covered completely in silvery metals. Should Sonic and Tails attack it or talk to it?
I mean, talk to it?
Yeah, let's talk before we fight. Ah, hello, says Sonic, a little taken aback. We're Sonic and Tails, the freelance heroes. I know, says the robot. My name is RO55, or Ross for short. I'm an android, part of the crew of the space station. We've been watching your adventures, and may I say you've done well so far. Is there anything I can do for you, or anything you would like to know? What do you think should come first? Do you know how to dispose of Chaos Emeralds safely? How do we teleport out of here? Or, if this is a space station, who built it and you?
The answer for who built it is probably Dr. Eggman. I don't know if we super need to know how to teleport out here right now. So we should probably figure out what to do with the emeralds that cause chaos and destruction wherever they go.
Yeah. Page 9. Chaos Emeralds, Ross asks. No problem. We'll put them in the warps of confusion. Do what? Tails asks, mystified. The warps, Sonic explains. They were the special zones around Mobius. You wouldn't remember. We haven't started to hang around together.
What?
That's right, says Ross. That's a weird... I guess... Oh, this is probably some Stay Sonic shit. That's right, says Ross. Robotnik didn't build the warps. They used them to hide the emeralds from Sonic. Once something is in a warp, it's almost impossible to get it out. So how do we put him there? Sonic asks. 2 ways, Ross answers. Either we lend you a spaceship and you can do it, which is risky because you won't know the way, or we'll do it for you. It's what we were designing for.
Oh, they were designing.
A lot of typos at this point, I'm noticing. I don't know if they're typos or if they're supposed to look like that. I don't
think what happened is someone probably did like text to speech and it didn't translate right. Cause some of these are just like, you can see one letter being off and then it just like making 2 words out of it.
Did they have text to speech at this point in time?
Who knows, but something happened here.
So Sonic and Tails can offer to do it themselves. We can let Ross do the job, or ask him if there's another way out of the space station.
Which... What?
Did we lose Dan?
Dan?
Dan.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Discord crashed.
Oh, that's fun.
And I haven't stopped my recording, so...
Yeah, neither did I.
As long as neither of you stopped, it should be fine.
Yeah, neither did I.
Alright. Good, we should be good to continue then. I'm just gonna clean up some Chrome tabs and see if that makes this a little more navigable. Right, so the 3 options were Sonic and Tails can offer to do it themselves, let Ross do the job, or ask him if there's another way out of the space station.
Do you guys just want to trust Ross from Friends?
Yeah, let's
Sure.
trust...
What page are we on at the moment? Just on...
Page 9.
Yeah.
Personally, I think I trust... No.
You don't trust Ross from Friends?
I don't trust Ross from Friends, no. It's like, I think we need to ask some more questions.
You think he's a little too nice?
I think it's best to be wary around mysterious robots in a world where our main antagonist is a guy who builds robots.
Yeah, but he builds robots and then forgets he built them.
That's true.
So
That's
true.
Like, he just kind of does it and then is like, well, off to do something else.
Alright, let's let Ross do the job and see what happens.
I trust Ross.
You won't regret, page 262. You won't regret this, Ross says.
I hope I fucking don't.
We'll do an excellent job. We were built for it. Computer. Display charts. Behind him, a section of wall darkens, and a star chart for the surrounding area of space appears. We're here, in orbit around Mobius, Ross says, pointing. Here are the 6 warps of confusion, much closer to the planet. Between us and them is a belt of rocky asteroids, created by Ovi Kintobor. Blew up a small moon?
Created by Ovi Kintobor blew up
Maybe
a small
when
moon.
he blew up a small moon? I thought you said he was a good... Sorry. I thought you said he was a good guy, Tails exclaims.
I don't remember him mentioning him.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I assume we're going off of, Sonic, comic lore where there was the nice guy before he became Robotnik, Ovi Kintobor. He was, says Ross. He was also absent-minded and clumsy. Good.
Yeah, fucking roast.
Good is a variable term. He, Sonic, and Tails study the charts and work out the best course for their journey, then leave the room to prepare. Oh, hey, the illustration's back. Maybe we'll find out what the fuck is going on.
God.
This way, Ross says, and leads them down a passageway, past rooms where other asteroids are working, to a large empty chamber. This is the changing room, he says. What's he going to change us into? Wonders Tails. Sonic shushes him as Ross speaks into the empty air. Computer.
Tails, how dumb are you supposed to be?
Tails doesn't wear clothes.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
He does in this.
He does in this.
Give Tails a beanie.
Give Tails a beanie. Give him a t-shirt with the 9 Inch Nails logo and some Jenko jeans.
Please.
Computer. 1 hedgehog-sized spacesuit and 1 fox-sized spacesuit with extra tail room, he says. A concealed door swings open with a concealed hum, and 2 wide spacesuits emerge on hangers, steaming slightly.
How do you conceal a hum?
I guess it's... I guess, like, if you have, like, a closed fridge or something.
Okay.
Steaming slightly. Put them on, says Ross. You may need them. Things out here are rarely what you shout for help. Sonic and Tails start to slip into the suits. I think what's happening here is something I do a lot when typing, which is, you just forget to type certain words. Like
yeah, I do that too. That's just normally why you get an editor who can be like, hey, what'd you mean to put here?
Sonic and Tails start to slip into their suits, which fit perfectly. Suddenly, there is a knock, as if someone is rapping on the door. Come in, says Ross. But the door does not move. The knocking comes again. I said, come in, Ross repeats, raising his voice. I'm not coming in, I'm coming out, shouts a little voice. A section of metal on Ross's stomach dents, then splits in 2. Half of it falls to the floor, trailing wires. From inside the android's body, a small red robot leaps to the floor, sprints to where Sonic and Tails have left the Chaos Emeralds floating while they were putting on their suits, grabs them, and dashes out into the corridor. Should Sonic and Tails give chase immediately or finish putting on their spacesuits?
I don't know. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone here.
There's just a little guy came out.
Ross has shown no indication that a little guy just lives in his tummy, and now a little guy just bursts out of his tummy like a face hug, like a fucking chest burster.
Probably finish putting the spacesuits on, maybe, if we're like halfway there.
Yeah. There could be bonuses, or possibly. It might be dangerous with them off. Let's put them on. Page 80. Ross crumples to the floor.
Poor Ross.
What was that? He asks faintly. I've never seen it before. Chase after it, please.
What do you mean you've never seen it? It lives in your tummy.
We were about it, replies Sonic. The two animals grab their helmets and dash out. Maybe he has robot tapeworms or something. I don't know.
He got robot parasites.
Oh my god. This is like a fucking horror game.
Yeah, this is
just Alien.
Yeah, we've become Alien.
Robot Alien.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We were about it, replies Sonic.
We so about it.
The two animals grab their helmets and dash out.
Calling them animals while true feels very strange.
It also feels in line with the Sonic grabbed it with his paws.
The corridor is lit by flashing alarm lights. Sonic and Tails almost trip over an android lying against the wall with a hole in its metal skin.
Oh my god.
There is no sign of the small red robot or the emeralds.
There's two robots with holes in them.
This is nightmarish. What's going on?
Should Sonic and Tails go left, go right, or talk to the android?
I kind of want to talk to the dude.
Yeah, we should probably ask what the fuck happened.
Yeah, Ross seemed to be talking. The android looks up. Tails! Sonic!
No.
Tonic! Tails! I'm a big fan of yours! It says weakly. I was bringing you a cup of tea when a red thing dashed past me carrying some Chaos Emeralds. And then another one jumped out of... Oh dear. It looks sadly at the hole in its chest. To the right, the android points. The other ran off to the left. Sonic and Tails aren't stupid enough to split up, so which way do they go?
Are you sure?
That's... I mean, if we're going off RPG rules, especially at this point in history, you don't split the party. So,
okay.
Left or right?
Where'd the one with the Chaos Emerald go? The left?
The right. Mm-hmm.
I thought the right was the one that jumped out of his chest.
No. I think so.
To the right, the other one ran to the left.
I assume to the right refers to the one with the emeralds.
Because he said, and then I don't know, and then another one.
Yeah. The way it's worded does make it seem a little vague. So I guess we'll go right.
Yeah, let's go right.
Yeah, sure.
Page 232. Sonic and Tails dashes down the corridor. It twists and turns through the space station, but from time to time they catch a glimpse of a fleeing red robot's heels that let them know they're going the right way. Suddenly, a voice breaks in. Pardon me for interrupting your jog, it says, but the space station is under attack. You must evacuate immediately. Follow the flashing signs to the escape pods, please. Should Sonic and Tails keep chasing the robot or follow the signs to the escape pods?
I want to keep chasing the robot. We have suits on.
Yeah, we should probably get those emeralds.
Yeah, we got our suits on. We'll be fine, I think.
Yeah.
So let's keep chasing that robot. Besides, we're adventurers. We should do adventurous things.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, Excelsior.
Yeah.
Remember how this started with our friends getting mind controlled by
robots?
No!
Yeah. We've gone very far from there.
I don't remember that. I don't remember anything.
Yeah, it's about how Robotnik started a funny little tune on the radio that mind controlled our friends, and they pointed real guns at us.
Down a short corridor is a vast room. Sonic and Tails step into it to see a small red spacecraft hurtle through the opening at the other end, diving through a force field and out into space. 3 other spacecraft sit here. One huge and well-shielded, one squat and heave, and one is thin and streamlined as a dart. What are they? Asks Tails. I don't know, says Sonic. Computer, tell me about these 3 spaceships. Certainly, Sonic, says a voice. The first is the Kubrick, a long-range spacecraft. The second is the Yuzna, an explorative ship designed for planetary landings. The third is the experimental prototype starfighter Toho, ready for its first test flight. I think Toho and Kubrick's obviously Stanley Kubrick. Toho, I think, might be Toho Cinema.
Yeah, I think these are all sci-fi.
These have to be references.
Writers.
Kubrick is Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Toho. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, page 250. What? Oh, okay.
So it just kind of pretends like we got into a ship. I read ahead a little bit. We pretended we got into a ship, and then at the end it asks you which ship did you get in.
Page 250. A good choice, says the computer, and the spacecraft's cockpit opens. Sonic and Tails scramble in and sit down. Sonic's in the pilot seat, and Tails beside him. They strap themselves in. The canopy closes, and they blast off through the force field, and away from the space station.
They bust off.
Mm-hmm. Tails is inspecting the controls. They look very simple. Just a joystick, a speed control, and a single unmarked red button. Can I...
Just like the submersible.
Mm-hmm. Can I press the button? He asks. It's the only way we'll find out what it does. Oh, go on, Sonic. You're hogging all the fun. Let me... No, I'll keep going.
Yeah, how's that British accent going for you?
Oh, go on, Sonic. You're hogging all the fun. Let me do this. I'll be your best friend. Hey, you are my best friend, says Sonic, trying to concentrate on controlling the ship. Then let me press the button, begs Tails. If Sonic says no, continue. If he says yes, Tails leans forward and presses it. Which ship are they in? So we can either, I assume that's going to, start it. Based on the way this is formatted.
Probably.
Yeah.
So we can either tell Tails to fuck off, and I don't know what that does, or we can choose a ship to be in, which we're already in, but it is a ship.
Yeah, does it just not tell us what ship we're in if we're we tell him to fuck off?
Yeah, I guess not.
It doesn't. It doesn't tell us which ship we're in if we tell it to fuck off.
Cool.
Sorry, I just skipped to the if Sonic says no, it doesn't give you the option of choosing a ship after that.
That's so weird.
I am also looking at the illustration again, of these ships, and there is a Death Star and a TARDIS in the background.
Good.
Okay.
Perfect. No.
So yeah, do we not press...
That's just a little Easter egg for the nerds out there.
Mm-hmm. This is, just, hey kids, if you're under 20, go watch, Star Wars. It's just called Star Wars right now. It's not called A New Hope.
Oh god.
Also, if you're under 20, go watch, Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm. Go watch Doctor Who. It's on all the time on the BBC.
Literally always.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking I want to go with the...
Are we nice to Tails or are we mean to him?
I want to be nice to Tails.
Which ship, though?
Let's be nice to Tails.
And I want to go on the Toho.
Okay.
You want to be on the Toho, the experimental fast ship?
Yeah. It's, I don't know how the stats are going to work out, but, I'm hoping I'll get to roll with my speed stat if I pick that one. The Toho. Page 43. An accented voice filters out of a small speaker on the instrument panel. Lasers not fitted to prototype to Toho. So sorry. To turn to section 33330, it says. Brother, says Tails. What was that section numbers? You'll learn, says Sonic. That's one smart computer. Did it say 30 or 330? I hope it was 30, because there are only 300 sections in this book. He flips the Toho through a loop and dives towards section 30. Page 30. Pulling the space... Oh my god, Hang on a second, how many pages are in this book? Oh, that's great. This is a 300-page book. That's great.
This book is gonna give me an aneurysm.
Page 30. Pulling the spacecraft out of a drive, Sonic spots a red speak against the starry sky.
A red speak?
It's the small ship.
The red speak!
Speak. Quite some distance ahead, Sonic kicks in the ship's afterburners and speeds after it. The smaller ship jinks, zigzags, and dives toward a field of asteroids ahead of it. From the way it's flying, the two animals can tell it's agile enough to zip between the floating, spinning rocks. They don't know if there is, and there's only one way to find out.
If there is what?
I think if we're agile enough to get between the floaty, spinny rocks.
Yeah, are we going to navigate the asteroid field or not?
Just like in Star Wars.
Like in Star Wars.
Wow.
I think we chose the agile ship, so I think we can do it.
Yeah. Let's go through these asteroids. Sonic sends the spaceship spiraling into the asteroid field. Chunks of rocks whiz past on every side, each one big enough to crush the entire Green Hill Zone.
Oh.
Darting ahead of them, tantalizingly close, is the slim shape of the red ship. Roll on Sonic's agility to beat a 5. If he is flying the Kubrick, subtract 1 from his score. Add 1 if he is flying the Toho.
Hell yeah.
That's great. If he misses the roll, the ship scrapes an asteroid and both Sonic and Tails must lose all their rings, or if one of them has no rings, they lose a life. And if Sonic succeeds, they make it through the asteroids. So, let me just...
What's our agility stat?
Our agility stat's pretty good. Let me just see... Yep, I'm rolling Sonic's. It's not a combo roll. Sonic's agility was our second highest stat, because of course it is. He's Sonic the Hedgehog. We've got a 4, we've got +1 from the ship, so as long... Wait, that means we don't have to roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we just win.
Yeah, we just win.
Cool.
I feel like the rolling game has really taken a turn at this point where we can either auto win or we auto lose.
For real.
Last time it was just auto losing. Page 267. The last rock zips by outside the cockpit and the ship is past the asteroids. The red ship is still ahead of them, but its lead has been cut. Sonic and Tails are so close now that can see the robot in its cockpit, surrounded by Chaos Emeralds. The small machine looks back over its shoulder, pushes its rocket's engines to full thrust, and dives towards the swirling warps of confession that lie ahead.
Oh no, Sonic and Tails are gonna have to confess things.
Oh no.
What will they confess?
They're going to have to address the allegations.
Do you think they should fly right through the
to.
warp so they have to address the allegations?
Yeah, let's address the allegations.
Yeah. Oh no, shouts Tails. It's a robot, so it won't be affected by the warps. We will. Be careful, Sonic. So I guess we'll fly straight through the warps, since based on that choice.
Wait, this says it's the warps of confusion, though.
Oh, it's...
No, they're not gonna confess things.
It wasn't the warps of confessions, it was the warps of confusion!
It lied to us!
Oh no. Page 241. Tails and Sonic find themselves floating in the rotating, spinning, flashing, dazzling, sparkling, and defending lunacy of the warps of confusion. It's like being at the center of a maze of rotating mirrors. Impossible to tell what is real or is illusion. There is no sign of the ship, or the red robot's ship, or an exit, or anything that might help at all. Are you okay, Sonic? Tails shout. Are you okay, Sonic? Tails shouts. His voice echoes back at him mockingly. Yeah, it's just it's in backwards, and maybe I'll do some fun editing stuff with that.
Yeah, maybe. Instead of whatever I said.
Is that you shouting about eras and yaks, Tails? Sonic shouts, from so close that the young fox is almost deafened by the yell. He and Sonic turn around at the same moment, to find themselves facing each other. Sonic grabs Tails' arm. Don't let go of me, he says. If you do, I may never find you again. Sonic nods in acknowledgement. Now should the pair search for the ship, or explore the warp together?
Oh my god.
Why does it say jump back towards the shore instead of ship?
That's weird.
Well, we're all kind of on a shore of reality.
We're all a little confused,
Yeah, just like whoever wrote this.
Yeah. Let's jump. I want to see what happens if we jump back towards the shore.
Yeah.
Page 284. Remember, says Sonic, in the warp, things can look different to how they really are. Like what? Asks his furry companion. Just different. The two animals start hunting for any trace of the spaceship or anything that might be vaguely spacey or shippy. Finding the ship will take a good look, so roll against Sonic and Tails' combined good look scores to beat a 7. Well, the good news is, Tails has the highest good look stat.
That's true.
That's his maxed out stat. So,
That's true.
Oh, it's a 2 and a 5, so it automatically succeeds again.
Wow, we're doing so good at this when we don't have to be in fights.
Yeah.
We are not built for fights.
Page 194.
Not built for combat, built for love.
I'm also very entertained by whether or not... I am quietly wondering if these nerds in the UK in the 90s were either influenced by... what's that movie called? Horizon, or Warhammer 40k. I think it's an either-or situation. Event Horizon, that's it.
Event Horizon, yeah.
What's this? Asks Tails, pointing at something vague and gray floating in front of him. Sonic studies it carefully. It's nothing, he says. Nothing at all. It's a complete emptiness, Tails. You've cracked it. It's a space. And in the middle madness of the warp, where there's a space, there must be a spaceship.
The fuck?
He jumped...
What?
He's in the madness of the warp.
He's in the warp confusion.
Warp...
or confession, or whatever.
He's just in the warp from Warhammer 40k, and I love that.
This is the part of the story where people just say shit, and I have to simply nod.
Yeah.
I'm nodding.
He jumps into...
I'm nodding.
It's weird they're in space now.
Yeah, they're in space.
Well, they're in the warp, which is space, and in space there's a spaceship.
Uh-huh. They're in the fucking warp from 40k. He jumps into the grayness, and Tails follows him, landing beside Sonic, back in the cockpit, as the ship zooms out of the warp. Page 299. Sonic and Tails zip away from the warp, close behind the Red Robot's vessel. Hang on, let me just check time.
It is currently 9:30.
Yeah, it's getting a little late. Let's see, we are an hour 12, or an hour and 13 minutes, minus a couple minutes I spent looking for news articles. Let's just go a little bit further, and then I think we can cut it. Anyways. Where the hell is it? Sonic and Tails zip away from the warp, close behind the red robot's vessel. It tries a zigzag to throw them off its tail, but Sonic follows its every move. Abruptly, a gush of flame erupts from the little rocket's tail. Its stubby wings begin to unfold, and it plunges down towards the surface of Mobius, far below. Sonic knows he has to follow it if he and Tails are to have any chance of recovering the emeralds and saving the planet from the clutches of Robotnik. But he's not sure if their spaceship can take the strain of diving through the planet's atmosphere. "I think," interrupts Tails, "it's time we tried that button." If Sonic doesn't let him, turn to page 224. If he does, turn to the following section.
He already let him press the button.
We did, and it brought up computer. So let's press the button again.
Yeah, let's press the ding dang button.
Let's see.
We're in the Toho?
Yeah.
Yeah. An accented voice fills the cabin. "No, lasers fitted to prototype Toho. So sorry. Crash landing imminent." "Whoops," says Tails. The ship plummets out of the sky. It wasn't built to fly in an atmosphere, and it has the aerodynamics of a dodo. The ocean rushes up past, and the ship hits with a whoomp that rushes up fast and knocks the breath and all of the rings out of Sonic and Tails. We have rings, so we don't have to. So we just lose all our rings. Let me just mark that down real quick. But it's better. I guess it's better than going back and losing progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Waves lap around the cockpit as the two animals peer out. They've crashed close to the little red ship, and can see the robot climbing out into its cockpit, with the emeralds beside it. There is no land in any sight in any direction. The water around the two ships bubble, and suddenly, a giant golden submarine breaks the surface.
Whoa.
A hatch on it opens, and robots rush out, jumping across to the red ship. It must be one of Robotnik's constructions, as we can clearly see it's labeled Golden Egg in this illustration. Should Sonic and Tails jump from the cockpit to the red ship, abandon their ship and swim towards the submarine, or use their ship to ram the submarine?
Can we use our ship to ram the submarine?
I think we have a small ship, so probably not.
Yeah. I think it would be a bad idea. I think we should
probably just jump from the cockpit to the red ship.
Yeah, let's go to the red ship.
I don't think Sonic can swim, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic and Tails leap towards the red ship, landing on its tail. The small red robot has been joined by 4 others, taking the Chaos Emeralds to the submarine. 4 of them form a wall in front of Sonic and Tails, while the 5th escapes with the gemstones. Sonic and Tails must fight the 2 robots, in turn, using their speed. Each robot has a rating of 7. If either of the heroes loses either of their rings or a life, turn to page 198. If they win the fight, turn to 6. So...
It's a lot easier for Sonic than it is for Tails.
Yeah, this is...
I will... On the bright side of things, the odds on this one means that Tails can get a 5 or a 6. I'm gonna roll and see what happens. Alright, rolling Sonic. That's a 2, plus 5, that's a 7. That wins. Sonic wins. Tails. That is a 3. That is not... we are going back. I guess Tails got knocked out and Sonic, alright.
Sonic out of Solidarity also got knocked down.
Yeah, it's like, it's like when the player character, the protagonist guy in a Dragon Quest game dies.
It's kind of like your friend gets knocked out, so you also just lay on the ground and pretend to be knocked out to not hurt their feelings.
So it looks like you're just chilling.
Yeah.
Page 198. The robots grab the stunned heroes and drag them on board the submarine. For machines so small, they're very strong. Sonic and Tails are pulled down corridors and thrust into a cell. Sonic has a familiar prickling feeling in his spikes, and he knows the Chaos Emeralds are close. When do we escape? asks Tails. Not yet, says Sonic. I'm certain we'll find Robotnik whenever this submarine is headed.
I miss Ravis.
Yeah.
Eventually, the cell door opens, and 6 robots stand outside. Come with us, they say. Where are we going? Come with us, repeat the robots. Sonic and Tails shrug and follow the machines out onto the top of the submarine. It's moored to a dock inside a huge dome. The whole place is filled with robots, all attending to different tasks. 2 tunnels lead out of the dome. A large voice is reciting figures backwards. 104, 103, 102, 101. Should Sonic and Tails follow the robots or run away from them?
I mean, they'll probably just capture us if we run away, right?
Yeah, it's a risky... I would say I would go either way with this. I think if we follow the robots, I think that we're going to get like some supervillain stuff where we see Robotnik and he tells us what his plan is.
Yeah, his evil, diabolical plan.
Mm-hmm. Let's follow the robots. 2
damn robots.
Yeah. 2 large robots step out of the throng and lay metal hands on the shoulders of Sonic and Tails. We'll take them from here, they say, and lead the animals down the smaller of the 2 tunnels. The tunnel leads into a large, long room filled with computers and machines with flashing lights. At the far end of the room is Dr. Robotnik, sitting at the controls of his Egomatic machine. It has a massive twin-barrel gun fixed to the front, sides, and back underneath it, which, it looks like that in some art. There is so much gun that it dwarfs Robotnik. What's that thing? Tails asks. It's a zap cannon, my small and insignificant friend. Do not move, or I shall fry you to your component molecules. That sounds bad, Tails whispers to Sonic. What does it mean? Just don't move, Sonic whispers back. Move all you want, shouts Robotnik, who must have overheard. With the Chaos Emeralds back in my grasp, in a few hours I shall exercise control over Mobius. I tricked you, and you never realized. Over the racket.
Okay.
Sure.
Over the racket of Robotnik's lunatic laughter, the heroes can hear another voice, still counting backwards. 69.
Nice.
68. 60.
1 less than nice.
67.
2 less than nice.
66.
3 less than nice.
Should Sonic and Tails... Well, actually, I think we'll cut off at this point. And just leave with the question hanging over our heads.
I don't know how Eggman tricked us when I haven't seen hide nor hair of a plan this whole time, but...
For real.
Yeah. So our cliffhanger choices are, should they not do anything? Should they demand that Robotnik tell them how he tricked them? Should they pretend to be very impressed by Robotnik's cleverness? Or should they attack Robotnik? Find out next time on Sonic the Hedgehog Adventure Gamebook 2. Zone
I'm so
Rangers.
tempted to be like, how the fuck do you think you tricked us? Because all I've seen is a whole lot of bullshit.
Yeah. Alright, well, I didn't send out for asks because, at this moment, I have finished editing but have not uploaded, episode 110. So I think listeners would be just as confused as we are about what possible questions we could ask at this point.
Well,
so,
maybe that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
The confusion.
The
confession warp.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't send out for asks. In the meantime, we will roll for next week. Just a quick note. I did check in with some info. We don't have to actually we have even less reason to commit to this SAG-AFTRA list because literal the cartoons have their own union. They are not. This would have been it would have been with another union, and they would, to the best of my knowledge, have not taken part or asked podcasters to not talk about cartoons that would have been under them. Either way, though, I want to talk about something that isn't a Sonic cartoon, so I'm going to roll the condensed list. That is a 2, which means we'll be talking about Archie comics. I'll have to check where we left off. I think we might be coming up to a mini series or a special or something. I'll have to look into it. It'll be something to look forward to, I'm sure. Let me just take a moment to look up a reading order and see if I can remember. I'll cut this out as I look this information up. Okay. It looks like the last section we read was some regular issues and a special of Archie Sonic, issues 30 through 32, and the Knuckles Chaotix special. So, next week we will be reading Archie Sonic, issues 33, and the Supersonic vs. Hyper Knuckles special. I'll go through the list and see whether or not we want to throw in an extra issue or two. I think we can talk about more Archie comics than British comics in a single episode, just because there's less. I don't know. There's less room to reminisce on what the 90s were like through like news articles and stuff. Yeah. We'll read some more Sonic comics. We might just read 2 issues since one of them is a special. All right. So that effectively wraps up this episode. So let's take it to the plugs. I'm Dan. You can find me at a lot of places. You can find those all at biggerchallenge.cart.co. That includes my Tumblr, Bigger Challenge, my co-host, Big Challenges, at Xbox_holiday, where Usher celebrates holidays with Xbox. And I did start a new project since last time we recorded. Hang on a second. I think I need to update the card. I didn't properly link it, but either way, I started a screenshot Let's Play of XCOM 2: War of the Chosen. One of my favorite favorite comfort video games. Heavily modded XCOM is something I love. Let's see. I should chances are by the time you'll hear this, there'll be quite a bit quite a bit more written, but we've covered pretty much all the tutorial stuff, or I've covered, I suppose, it's just me. So check out at modded-xcom2-arr. XCOM is one word, followed by the number 2. That's AAR, sorry. I called these after action reports. Yeah, just you'll find it on the card by the time you hear this. And you can listen to my other podcasts, Right now, the only other active podcast I'm on right now is Pot of Greed, a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. We are covering Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. We are going through the Dark Signers arc. It's a lot. It's
Dark Signers.
Don't you mean the Dark Signers?
No.
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 You can, and yeah, that's it for me. So, Morg, where can we find you?
You could find me at, Haunting the Morg on Tumblr and Blue Sky. You can also find me at Gengar on co-host, and my other podcasts, Forward ReZero, a ReZero Watch podcast, and, check out This Guy, a podcast where we talk about original characters, both yours and ours. Sometimes we make up guys, too. We recorded one semi-recently where we made up a guy, but that won't be out for a bit. It was really fun. Yeah, that's it for me. Devon.
You can find me on Tumblr at Jazz Dumpster. You can find me on another podcast called We Rate Queerbait, a show where we explore the blurry lines between homies and homos. I'm trying to remember what the latest episode we released on. I think it's on Venom 1 and 2 was the latest one we released. So a fun one.
Yeah.
So go check that out.
Quite a movie. Quite a
duology. Set of movies.
I
would like to watch them someday.
I need to watch
They're
them.
Fun.
The things I know are, one, it's very, people like to ship Eddie Brock and Venom, as I'm sure you'll elaborate on. And
yeah, almost like the director of Venom 2 also like to ship Eddie Brock and Venom.
Yeah, that's just their dynamic, I think, in the comics, too.
Yeah.
Depending on the writer they're dating, and depending on the writer, they're like toxic lovers.
Wait, there are three things I remember now. The second thing is, there's a scene that was in the trailers where, Venom, threatens a guy and, makes some weird comment about, how his body will be like a turd in the wind.
Yeah, he says he's going to eat his arms and his legs and then his face, so he will be like a turd drifting in the wind.
And the third thing I remember is that the credits for Venom 2 include an Eminem song where he says 9/11 followed by a plane crash sound effect.
Venom!
God, it's so funny. I think everyone should see Venom just for the absolute, getting hit in the face with a brick wall that is Eminem slowly coming on the credits.
Let's see. And, let's see. Where the hell was it? Oh, right. You can also find us on Tumblr at the Sonic Shuffle, co-host the Sonic Shuffle, and Noisepace.xyz. Noisepace.xyz is a podcast network run by noted podcaster, noted Canadian, noted Pokemon lover, Matt GameCube, and there's a lot of shows on it. What I like to do is an alphabetical shout out where I focus on one specific show, each in alphabetical order. Each shout out is in alphabetical order. So continuing on from last week, this week's shout out is Digimon Ghost Gaze.
Hey, that sounds familiar.
Hey!
Yeah. Longtime listeners may remember that Digimon Ghost Gaze is a podcast in which Emery, Alvier, and Morg talked about the most recent Digimon series, Digimon Ghost Game, as it was airing. There are the podcast is complete. They talked about the entire series. They did wrap-ups. They did bonus episodes. Did it actually? Now I'm wondering. Did you ever finish that like little series on like extremely gay Digimon episodes?
It's
that's what We Were Queer betas now.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like finished. Like it was mostly for like days like that we had off weeks and stuff.
Yeah,
so it's like
went on hiatus.
Yeah, as it is, it's like finished as is. If you want to listen to people talk about the gayest episodes of Digimon, just listen to We Rate Queerbait, because Emery was kind of the one that planned those episodes anyway. So they'll just fucking bring it all to their podcast. I mean, they already talked about At Monsters, which is kind of the big one they wanted to talk about anyway.
Man, At Monsters was gay.
Yeah.
But maybe someday you guys can talk about, like, Tamers and shit.
I mean, yeah, we probably will.
Yeah.
You have a lot of shit to go through.
There's a lot of gay shit in Digimon, unsurprisingly.
It's always good to know that sometimes a podcast ends and the people can work on a new project.
Yeah, honestly,
unlike this one, which will which may very well may never end, and until maybe something like until we just collectively decide we've had enough, I suppose.
Yeah.
Nah, we're all gonna be like in our 70s, and we're gonna be talking about the latest issue of Sonic comics.
Oh God.
Yeah,
or we're still going to be going through the Archie comics.
We will finally get the chance to talk about Sonic Heroes.
The year is 2042, and we're just doing our first episode on Sonic 06.
God damn it! Don't say that. I want to get to Shadow.
I want to talk so much about Sonic games.
So far, all we've gotten to Shadow in the games, as far as I remember, is in Sonic Boom, where he came out of a portal, got his ass kicked into another portal, and then at the end of the game came out at yet another portal.
I know.
Yeah.
He, doesn't exist to us.
Mm-hmm.
He's in our periphery, and I want to see him so bad. Same with Silver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, with the noise space shouted out of the way, I will move on to the next sort of vector of discussion.
Speaking of Sonic, Vector.
Yeah. Vector the Crocodile.
Vector the Milk Hunter.
6.
I'm getting real toasty in here.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're almost done. Don't worry about it. Okay. Did we talk about Anime Sickos last week, or Always Sunny
we talked
podcast?
about,
I interrupted you and I talked about a podcast.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right.
I talked about Are You Afraid of the Dark Universe, which you should still listen to.
Which I am subscribed to now.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, in that case, let's talk about... I guess we'll talk about the Always Sunny podcast. I think that's probably allowed, I think. It is a podcast by the hosts of the show, the co-creators of the show, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Rob McElhenney, Charlie Day, Glenn Howerton. And they just sort of talk about what it was like to make the episodes. They kind of talk. I've only listened to one season of the show, or I've watched the whole show. I've watched most of the show, but I've only listened to one season of the podcast. And I imagine it's probably on indefinite hiatus because of the SAG-AFTRA strike. But I think just talking about the podcast is fine. There's plenty of backlog to go through. So I guess go listen. If you've watched the show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, listen to the Always Sunny podcast and learn just that and listen to them talk about things that seem only tangentially related to that. Like Glenn Howerton thinking that a Rickroll is something completely different and that he invented it. It's great stuff. Yeah, okay, that's it for now. So, until next time, Sonic is real, he is strong, and he is my friend.
He is the only blue live that matters.
The only one.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.